Welcome to Daniel Reviews. I'm Daniel Goodwin, and today we're back in checking on our Delta Pros and the external battery bank. Let's get into it. Okay, in my last video, I kind of came to, at least I thought I came to the conclusion that it was not possible to power two Delta Pros from the same external battery bank and inverter, because I had it hooked up with two switching power supplies. And what we saw was a behavior similar to when you try to hook up a solar panel array to two Delta Pros at the same time. They just seesaw back and forth, and they don't ever, stabilize out and feed both units. I thought, and others commented as well that, the controllers were fighting each other and stuff like that, which I didn't really think made sense because they were on separate circuits from the separate outlets and power supplies from the Calpha Solar inverter. So I didn't think that was it, but the behavior was acting as if it was. So I had to come to the conclusion that something in the Delta Pros didn't like it. However, some fortuitous events occurred. One of the switching power supplies that I was using actually burned out on me. Not during that video, but separately. And I'm going to do a kind of a separate talk video on that and what I replaced it with. But because the one was out of, was not working, I had to replace it. And I didn't want to replace it with the same power switching supply because it had burned out. Even though it had been working very reliably for like 6 months, maybe 7. So I didn't, this was day-to-day use, just over and over. It was working every day. But it did burn out, and for your daily power needs, you don't want components that burn out. So I thought I would try a different one, and I clicked and ordered a different power supply from Amazon. It's actually a little cheaper, but that's mainly because it's not a 1500 watt power supply, it's a 1000 watts power supply. And I've just installed it, set it up, and it's working, it's working well. Obviously time will be the real challenge on this one. But I'll have the link for this one. And it's working really well. And just by happenstance, I plugged both of them into the same inverter. And what do you know? Both Delta Pros started powering up and getting juice. It was working great. Check this out. Here we got my top Delta Pro getting fed at 930, 925-ish watts. And then we still have the bottom one getting fed by the other power supply at 1270. So both are working great coming off of the Calpha Solar inverter with none of that seesawing issue we saw before. So it leads me to conclude this, that one of two things is possible. One, the power supply was already in the process of going bad when I did that video, and that's why I saw the seesawing. I don't think that was it, but maybe it was. So that's one option. Two, just running the same power supplies, because I had two exact same ones. Something about that was causing a competing electrical condition. I'm not sure. But when I switched to using this other power supply from Amazon, both worked fine. So I guess, I just thought of this now. Perhaps there is a third problem. Maybe this one's only 1000 watt power supply, whereas in the other two together were 1500 and thus 3000 watt. But I really don't think that was it, because I think I showed on that prior video, I could tap oodles of more power from the Calpha Solar inverter and it could output it. It did not feel like that was a limiting factor there at all. So I don't think that was number 3, but I guess in theory that could have been one of the problems. So it was a quick video today, but I did want to show you it is possible. I'm doing it right now, powering two Delta Pros from the same controller, and I'm just going to keep watching this for a while and see how it goes, and I will check back in on what I found, and hopefully this is helpful to you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.